traveling a lot. You travel a lot. Yeah, you're more traveling
Yes.
than at home.
Yeah. I normally in a normal day, normal year is traveling like 50, 60%
Wow.
in a year. Yeah.
And how was Philippines?
Very interesting. I'm in a program to immerse and introducing the Indonesian spices into the Pinoy food culture.
Wow, that's fascinating. And what do you think of adobo?
Well, that is the culture. I'm introducing Indonesian version of adobo.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
they use a lot of vinegar, which is
Okay.
not common to us.
Nay. I know we share lumpia.
It's different.
It's still different.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
the profiles almost look like the same, but the taste and the complexity is less.
All right. All right. Yeah, we got a lot of Filipinos here in the U.S.
Mm.
I know they sing good. All right. So, Chef William, we want to learn more about rendang, but first, let's start at the beginning. Many people know you as Indonesia's culinary ambassador, but I want to go back to your roots. What are your earliest memories of food growing up?
Street food.
Say what?
Street food.
Street food. Do you have a favorite dish?
A lot. I grew up in Surabaya.
All right.
So in my days, in the early 50s, so,
Okay.
and we never not the restaurant. In those days, the restaurant is very, very limited. So we grew up with street food
Okay.
and a lot of soto,
Nice.
a lot of satay,
Yeah. Gado gado.
gado-gado Surabaya, not the one that
What's the
you.
difference while we're on the subject?
Gado-gado Surabaya actually they boil the coconut, the peanut with santan, with
Okay.
coconut milk, and serve warm.
How many versions of gado gado are there in your view?
No, they have different name. In generic, they know about gado-gado Surabaya, gado-gado Jakarta, a
Hmm.
kind of gado-gado in Bandung. Another version in East Java, they call it pecel.
Of course.
The peanut the peanut sauce is more complex than the gado-gado and have very, very particular uh, ingredients. And the spice is sand ginger or kencur.
Kencur. Yeah, that's the defining difference.
Yeah,
I
strong
love it.
in the flavors of kaffir lime leaf,
Hmm.
more spicy, sweet, and a little bit sour
Hmm.
from tamarind.
I love that combination. And if there is one, okay, give me your top three of foods that you get hooked on because of the flavors.
I like when I come to my hometown, the satay klopo
Oh,
with beef satay wrapped with spice grated coconut, where I
yummy.
grew up with since they were across my home since 1945
All right.
until today. Another one is soto ayam of Surabaya. And the other one, what I'm very into it, and anytime I can eat, is food from Batak.
Oh, okay. Is there a signature dish from the Batak people?
Arsik,
Actually, what is that?
Sasang Arsik is a carb simmer in a herb broth slowly. But the key of Arsik and Batak food is they must have torch ginger and andaliman. Andaliman is a kind of fresh Sichuan pepper. But
Okay.
that one, we don't know who come first. It's only growing in an island in Toba,
Oh,
somewhere
wow.
called Pulau Samosir in Toba Island. And only that andaliman is only used by the Bata ethnic.
Fascinating. Now, you didn't start your career as a chef immediately, right? Can you tell us
No.
what led you into the culinary world?
See, as I said, I'm a dropout. So, as a dropout, you try everything. And I always have a principle, failure is not failure. So I experience in many fields from advertising, commercial TV production. I grew up with film production. My dad is a producer.
Oh, wow.
And I grew up, my dad is a photography, first president photographer and Indonesian during the war field cameraman.
Oh,
So I learned a lot of things from my dad about the photography, especially the first thing he taught me is a composition,
of course.
framing. And the other thing that I learned from him because he let us taste he doesn't limit to our taste. He give us any time where we grew up with all kind of possible tastes. That is the basic that I know. That's why until today, I always remind the younger generation, cooking is technique. Taste is very very important and expensive.
Yeah.
And I used to own my own bakery, so I have an
Oh,
opportunity to spend. I was a baker before, so I have an opportunity to learn hands-on in many countries in Europe. But in free time, I always like to enjoy good food, and I learn from verbally or by hands-on with professional. And until today, that since 2000, I've been traveling around the world, and then I found that every country tried to preserve their culinary tradition, and that's how I started in 2000. Start to travel around Indonesia to learn from the local food
hmm.
expert.
How do you know how many miles you traveled by now?
No, I don't. I
Of course not.
I
Yeah.
like since just half month alone, I've been traveling almost nonstop since the last
Wow.
June.
Wow. So is there a moment in time that you say I'm cooking for life? This is it.
No, no, I'm not cooking for life, but I'm not retiring.
That's good. Still, it keeps you young. Stay
Yeah,
active.
I'm not retiring. I work mostly I work a lot with most of the my surrounding are youngsters.
Okay. Keeps you good, keeps you sharp. So who was your mentor, if you have one or had one, or inspiration when you
Look,
started your journey?
look, I'm streetwise.
Okay.
In those days, there's no social media, no nothing. We don't know who. I just pursue my passion, what
Hmm.
I like, and my pursuit is in those days a taste. I taste around. I went anywhere I went. First thing I taste, and the other thing that I always like to discover is the local street, a local traditional market. That's I found is very authentic of local and food or culinary culture encyclopedia.
Okay. That's good. My mom is also about taste because you
Yes.
cannot get the taste from just a cookbook. You have to
No,
cook
no,
with
no. You. Now I say you can Google everything, but you can't Google taste.
correct. I agree with you. I mean, that's what I learned from my mom. So, Chef William, I'm curious when people talk about authentic food, what does that mean to you?
Well, now is a lot of confusion in food because they like to do what they call fusion. I really don't agree. That is not my favorite. I still, wherever I go, I look for the local favorite, which is the local authenticity, taste of authenticity. And as you can see, since the hype of social media, everybody now, when they travel, they look for local favorite,
Mm-hmm.
not something too creative. And as you can find now, everywhere you go, you Google, you can always have it. Before, when I start 40 years ago to travel, when arrived with the city, we do the first is city tour.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've been traveling a lot. I just go try to look for the local tour.
Very good.
Most of the local culinary tour, a food tour, focus on the local iconic dishes.
All right. All right. So when you do have time to cook yourself, do you usually make everything from scratch, or do you believe in smart shortcuts every now and then?
Look, for Indonesian, what I'm doing, we have a program called Indonesian Spice of the World.
Okay.
Indonesia base is what we call it bumbu.
All right.
Bumbu is made out from fresh ingredients like chili, shallot, garlic, galangal, turmeric, ginger, sand ginger. Plus, the aromatic is lemongrass, coffee lime leaf, and for the seasoning, we use the Indonesian bay leaf, or also we use turmeric. A lot of region they use turmeric leaves
Mm-hmm.
to enhance the flavors too.
Okay. So I know Indonesian cuisine is close to your heart, but when you are traveling or eating out, what other cuisines do you find inspiring?
Well, I respect all kind of local food culture. I always say, you never say bad to others' food culture. That's just
Okay.
their culture. We have to pay. You might not like it,
Yeah.
but it's their culture. We have to pay a lot of respect. I always look for the local specialty when I'm traveling.
Interesting. That says a lot about your palate. So, if I ask you to pick one dish that really represents you, your personality, your background, your passion, what would be your signature dish?
Now it's rendang.
Yeah. All right.
Now it's rendang because I found this iconic dish is known all over Indonesia from old and to the young and from wealthy to whoever they love rendang. But since the challenge is nobody have ever tasted every rendang from every district of from West Sumatra. That's one of the reasons Gordon Ramsay and National Geography, I guide them to West Sumatra.
Yeah. So, what do you say to the Malay people that said we invented rendang? Do they say that?
No, no, no. I respect of rendang. If I taste the Malaysian rendang, they have a lot of marias.
Okay.
There are a lot of influence, like that we don't use. They use some maybe Indian curry and all this. And they never mentioned the rendang is Indonesian or Padang rendang is Malaysian rendang. Because
Okay.
in Singapore, you find Nonya rendang,
Yeah.
or in Malaysia, you have the rendang. In Brunei, you have their own kind of rendang.
Okay.
The root might be from Indonesia, but through hundreds of years, they have some modification.
Interesting. So, finally, how do you see Indonesian cuisine evolve or spreading around the world in the coming years?
Stuff.
Yeah. Why do you
We
say
still
that?
need the homework because we don't have an ecosystem. And look, I try to explain. We cannot just let's say now around the world, Indonesia is around 1,300 restaurants.
Mm,
Hope and the government also hope there will be increased numbers. But the most difficult part to cook Indonesian dishes outside of Indonesia is the bumbu,
Yeah.
the spices. We cannot replicate, even you have the recipe, it's impossible because the kind of shallot what you have in US is
Yeah.
the same. It's not the same. Galangal is not the same,
Mm.
and hard to find the right chili. As in West Sumatra, they use a curly chili, and has to grow. The best is still grown in West Sumatra. This is a principle of la cucina terroir or la cucina terra in Italy.
Okay.
You know, the food has respectively has to grow from its own soil. So we export. I produce rendang in US. You cannot give them recipe. Nobody would do it. Gordon Ramsay, when they look at the recipe and look at the spices fresh spice ingredients, he was shaking his head. He said, William, it's possible. Come
Hmm.
to London and cook with me in my restaurant.
Amazing. Amazing. We'll come back to rendang in a minute. You won the 2017 Gourmand World Cookbook Award.
Yes,
Can you
yes.
tell us about your cookbook? What story did you want it to tell?
I never like to publish cookbook. Start from the beginning.
Okay.
It's not a common cookbook because cookbook is just based on recipe. I want to give spread our respected culinary heritage
Hmm.
in a short format. And even I have a recipe in that book is only have a 24 recipe. Even now, well, unfortunately, my publisher roughly passed away during COVID.
I'm sorry.
And at that time, we already requested by the European distributor. They don't want to change. If we have to revise the copy, they want more recipe.
Okay.
Then that book I won the final or best.
Wonderful. Congratulations. Is it
Thank
still
you.
available?
Last time I saw it one in Amazon US.
Hmm.
They sell it 10 times the price.
Yeah. When it is scarce, they drive up the
Yeah,
price. Yeah.
yeah.
So, how did you decide which traditional dish highlights to highlight or modernize?
No, I work like as I said, a lot of Indonesian. That I just came back from Philippines,
Mm.
so I'm in the process to introduce Philippine in the more complex taste in their food. So I'm adding some of their food because there's some adobo is similar to Indonesian like a babi ketchup. So
Babi kacang.
I
Yeah.
introduce the way we use additional spices
Yeah.
to achieve that specific babi ketchup in from Indonesia, and
Yeah.
I try to introduce a touch of spiciness on the babi rica-rica, the Manadonese
Yes. Yeah.
dish.
They had a different evolution in terms of culinary, right? So they miss a lot of spice layers.
Yeah, because it's a lot of shortcut, a lot of there's the so-called creativity. In food, I in for Indonesia, I still want uh, to keep its tradition
Yes.
as it is, you know. And while there might be some ingredients not available, that's another story. But we
Yep.
try to keep the profile as authentic as possible.
What I find from some Indonesian restaurants that do use local ingredients, and their patrons say, well, this is not how I eat it at home or how my parents or grandmother makes it. And then their reply is, well, the only thing we can say is it's inspired by rather than authentic because that gets dangerous.
Well, you might be able to say that. That's if you eat pho in US,
Yeah.
I found it's almost close to Vietnam.
Oh,
The
really?
fish sauce is from Vietnam. You know, the fish sauce will never be able to to be created in US. And the herbs, of course, is not as complete as you find in Saigon.
Mm,
It's more simple. That's just the approach,
okay.
because of some of the local wisdom cannot travel outside of the place of origin.
Mm, interesting. You've been there, obviously.
Many times, many times.
So, you've been a vocal advocate for preserving authentic Indonesian flavors. What challenge do you see in keeping culinary heritage alive today?
Well, now I'm teaching the youngsters, because the problem is when they read the recipe, sometimes they give shortcut.
Okay.
So my approach now is go back to Indonesia spice up the world. They start to work with the ready-made good bumbu or spice paste
Yeah.
to begin with. If they have the interest and they know the profile, they can play around after.
Okay. Learn the basics, right?
Yes.
Learn the basics. Now, from books to business, let's talk about rendang. What is rendang and where does it originate for my listeners?
West Sumatra.
Okay.
In West Sumatra, the origin, like in West Sumatra, they have 900 Nagari. Nagari is a kind of village,
Okay.
region, small region, and each region has their own composition of spice mix and the ingredients, not always with the beef. And one of the interesting rendang in West Sumatra, I forgot the read Nagari. They pluck all kind of leaves from the
Oh.
bush. They make rendang, and now they add some small baby eel or to get these textures.
Hmm.
But in one common is to caramelize.
Yeah. So,
Rendang is not a lot of mistake if you read the explanation about rendang in everywhere. They always say beef curry. It's not a beef curry.
that was my next question. When they say rendang is not a curry, can you explain?
Yeah, when you cook, when I did the presentation at the World of Flavor conference in Napa,
Hmm.
organized by CIA, every chef, well, there were about 60 chefs, the theme of about the World Series in 2009 of the world street food. Every chef was given 15 minutes on the main podium how to explain to all these professional food writer and chef, there are about 500 of them, about rendang in 15 minutes. First, my tagline is from white to black. So I use the PowerPoint. The next one I use to show them the fresh ingredient before we mess it up, and to let them understand the principle of rendang. And the second day and the third days, they have a marketplace. They how everybody can taste the real rendang that I cook.
Okay. So, because sometimes you hear people say, well, rendang is like a curry, but it's not a curry.
No, no.
It's caramelized
The
beef, right?
rendang, you see, another interesting things about rendang, you use the same spice, same ingredients.
Yeah.
You cook different way. It's a different food.
Yeah. So, would you say that calio is before
Kario is a step before rendang.
rendang?
You can also can do rendang curry. You might make it lighter. You add some water
Yeah.
to make it more liquid.
And my grandfather always liked kambing. Not before calio, you have gulay,
Gulai,
gulay,
no, no,
gulay kambing.
yeah, gulai is different. Different
Okay.
gulai. When you say gulai, is a Indonesian curry. The different
Okay.
region, different. The strongest gulai is in Aceh
Okay.
because of the influence.
Oh.
The gulai in Java is less. You see, there are two. two misunderstood terms: spice and spice base.
Okay.
Spice is clove, cinnamon. There was what we were occupied for 300 years by Dutch, right?
Yeah.
But if you look at the general Indonesian, it's based 95%, maybe 98% in general are fresh,
Okay.
ground, some ground, and cooked in oil to get this aroma.
All right.
And by adding some dry spices, the most dry spices used in Aceh because of the culture exchange. A lot of Tamil Nadu migrant to Aceh.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that. That's fascinating.
My pleasure.
Why? Okay. So why Rendang USA? I met your business partner, Linda Lim. She gave me a rendang sample. I've got it here. I tasted it. I'll let you know what I feel, what I tasted. But this is the packaging of rendang in USA. And that's going to be put in the show notes also with all the descriptions. But short version of my experience, one bite and bam, I was catapulted straight to West Sumatra.
Yeah.
With music, Minang playing a full-on parade in my kitchen. You cannot get more authentic than this.
Yes.
The taste was amazing. I kid you not.
You know why? Because the spices all coming from Indonesia.
Yeah.
The spice base.
Okay.
We use the spice base from Indonesia and the santan, the coconut cream also from Indonesia.
Oh, good.
The difference is if you find the rendang that I'm doing like in US or internationally, and in Padang, in West Sumatra, it's still drier.
All right. All right.
So I add more coconut cream to rendang that we introduced to the West.
Delicious. So that's one way of keeping the flavors authentic when producing.
There's no other way.
There's no other way.
There's no other way.
And well, it took what Linda shared is it took you guys 3 years to get everything approved.
Yes,
That
because everyone will look at the recipe, they all shake their head.
yeah. So to get the taste so authentic like that, and then import all the ingredients. That's the edge. That's
Yes,
the differentiator.
I always believe it. Some claim that the recipe is heritage recipe. Yeah, but heritage recipe, the ingredient is not heritage.
Hey, let me show you something.
No.
Amazing, and my wife liked it too. So that's a
Yes.
big thing. So I'll share some of my experiences. I wrote it down. I'll read it up and I'll insert it in my podcast. But that's for later. Now let's talk about food culture. People often talk about Indonesian cuisine as a whole, but you've said
No.
it's really a collection of regional traditions. Can you
Yes.
explain that difference for our listeners? Maybe using an example
Just
that makes us
just just to give you the example how diverse is Indonesia.
yeah.
You travel 1 hour by plane to two different things,
All right.
two different food culture, because each region has their own cultural influence from outside and become their own native food culture. And the taste profile is all different one to the others. The Java, a lot of people said when it's the first bite, first in the mouth, the first tip of your tongue is sweet.
Yeah.
It could be because in the old days in Central Java, a lot of sugar factory were built by the Dutch. And then too much, and they offer the
Oh
Dutch
yeah.
to use the
Wow.
sugar.
Yeah. I was raised with Gula Jawa and sugar.
Yeah, Gula Java is different.
Oh yeah.
The Gula Java make what it could be the sweet soy sauce, the Chinese salty soyu is too long to produce
Okay.
and too complicated. and then it's not economic for Indonesian. So they add the short process and they add the gula jawa.
Yeah, that's not good because that's why some of the people from Java in my family are diabetic to sweet food. I don't know, but
Ah, no, the diabetic is diabetic, but the food you don't eat sugar every day. I cut. I think I cut carbo as much as I can.
yes,
It's
very good.
automatic will lower your sugar.
So
Because
instead
of
of
the belief in Indonesia still in general, especially the older generation, before you eat rice, it's not yet eating.
okay, all right. So, which lesser known regional cuisine do you wish more people would explore? Any hidden gems that are criminally underrated?
Batak,
Yeah.
Aceh,
Why is that? Why don't we hear much about it?
they don't spread. They
Oh,
not as like Minang food culture. The Minang, you find a Padang restaurant all over the country.
okay.
And Aceh is very limited. Bali, Bali is very touristic, but the real traditional Bali food is not exposed well.
A lot of pork.
No, it's not only the pork, the spices they use, they cater a lot of them. They create a more modern and to please the visitors, which I don't believe that.
Yeah.
We have to be confident to share them. Of course, the spice is an issue. The chili spice is an issue, so we reduce that part. But the combination of the other spice use, I give no compromise.
Okay. What I find interesting because the recipes I was raised with are up until World War II when people transferred to Europe, to the Netherlands, and all that. So that's what I call diaspora kitchen. But Indonesia since then has evolved. There was an evolution of food. When can you call it original or part of the heritage? How far back do you
No,
have to
no,
go?
no, no, not evolve. Uh, Actually, is they now because of the lot of international influence about
Oh,
the master chef program, about the
yeah.
video, about the plating, and so they think it's a good plating is a food.
Hmm.
So and then we don't have enough local culinary education. A lot of culinary education is catered to the international need.
So they're walking.
Before, when Indonesia is not like this, every education is catered to have an opportunity to work in a boat, to work abroad.
Yeah.
So they taught them how to the technique of Western technique.
Okay.
Now I'm also using the Western technique, but we use the local spices. Rendang, I also teaching rendang internationally. I'm not teaching them like in front, standing in front of the stove for 4, 5, or 8 hours.
What is the alternative to using a wok on the stove?
No, I do the I when I taught the rendang internationally, I said you here is only have 2 hands. Back home, I have 10 hands, right? So I'm using oven as the medium during the on the middle states of tenderizing. I'm using oven, so you can leave it the tenderizing process in the spice mix and with the coconut cream in the oven to make it
On
tender.
low heat? Low heat?
Yes, 100. Well, it's a 120 centigrade is about 200 Fahrenheit.
And for how long?
It depends on the meat.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
usually we recommend chuck, but I understand you for the US you use shoulder, no?
Yeah, you can. It depends on the pricing. We don't use the prime cut. My
Okay.
favorite is of course chop or now I'm in Holland. I'm doing the beef cheek.
Oh yeah.
Beef
Okay.
cheek rendang is very good. and also their sheng is very good. I don't like it too dry because
Okay.
you use the top side or rum is a bit dry unless you use a premium. But I don't like a premium
Hey.
high marble meat for rendang.
All right. Good to know. So Indonesia also has hybrid cuisines like Peranakan and Indo-European dishes. How do
Not
the
commonly recognized, not commonly recognized. Every food is become Indonesian or is become regional cooking. It
oh,
depends on the area.
so regional, but what about ethnic groups? They have their traditions.
No, like if you go to Pontianak
Mm-hmm.
in West Kalimantan, they mostly are from Teochew, China. So most of the common dishes that you find there, Chinese food, is based on Teochew ethnic,
Okay.
mixed with some Malay. If you go further up, you go to Singkawang, there's mostly Hakka.
Okay.
So most of the Chinese food is Hakka based, plus some local or Dayak or the tribe.
Right. So the Peranakans were the Chinese
No, we
heritage. Don't do you? What do you call them?
Pranakan.
Peranakan.
Everything, anything, any food cooked with pork is Pranakan.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the
Good to know.
Chinese, the local. The Chinese doesn't use sweet soy sauce, but Indonesian use sweet soy sauce. Indonesian Chinese use sweet soy sauce.
Same with the fried rice. A little dash of ketchup manis is also good.
I hate that.
Why is
I
that?
hate that.
Why is that?
I, you see, when you put ketchup on this, you sweeten every part of
That's
the
true.
fried. I always introduce ketchup bunnies on as a condiment.
Okay.
You dip the emping, the
Yeah.
nutcrackers,
Yeah.
and you eat the spicy. So when you bite in your mouth, you have layers of taste
True.
around you.
Yep.
Yeah. And the achar, and
Okay.
kropo.
Yeah. And cooking with trasi is also a Java thing, no?
Yes, except in different regions. So we familiar with trasi. Trasi come from different region. Another one is patis,
But this, yeah.
jellified shrimp skin. It's mostly from East Java.
Okay.
Or
So,
jellified fish.
okay. Okay.
They cook the fish and strain it, and the broth that they cook until reduce become like a paste. But that
Okay.
one, the fish, but this is rarer now.
All right. Is there any dish that you like or recognize being of Dutch Indonesian, Dutch European influence, part of the national menu?
A lot of I found in Solo. They call it slat Solo.
Okay. Yeah.
Slat Solo is become a native state because they are poor. They can't replicate the Dutch using tenderloin or binnenhaas in the Dutch
Yeah.
state.
Exactly.
So everything they use the same. The South taste is almost the same way. Maybe they add some the local spices, but they use trimming. The
Okay.
idea
Yeah, that's
and
good.
the mayo they use is not the way you do mayo.
Oh.
The hard boiled egg yolk, margarine, sugar, vinegar
Oh.
mix. That's the
uh,
mayo.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So we have a hussar salad. Well,
Usaran salads, that's very Dutch.
with yeah, but then with beets, that is
We
the
use we
Indo-Dutch.
use we have in certain region in Central Java, in Surabaya. I grew up also with some Usaran salad.
Okay.
And the
Somebody said,
soup, a
go
lot of
ahead.
soup, uh, certainly from
Bruin bone from Manado.
Brennabonen from
Bruine bone.
Manado.
Manado,
Brennabonen
yeah.
is also
And klappertaart.
Klapertat is a variant.
Okay.
In Dutch, you just klapper.
Gewoon klapper, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and what about the snacks like risoles, pastel?
I think
And
the risoles they inherit from either Dutch or Portugal.
yeah, yeah, exactly. That's right.
Because when you have breakfast in Portugal, it's totally different than
Yeah,
Spanish.
yeah,
But there's a lot of familiar. The bread with filling, the kind of pastel, fried
yeah.
pastel, and things like that.
And empanada called panada in Indonesia, right?
Yeah,
See, that's all
empanada.
from the history of traveling
Yeah,
traders. Yeah, fascinating. So you got my book,
yeah.
my little Indo cookbook. I call it little because it's a reduced size from my original one. And like you, I'd like to tell my story because Indo Europeans are decreasing in number and the traditions are disappearing. So grandmothers don't have recipes to give because they don't know how to write it down. It's all with the hands and by feel.
And my friend in Holland, Vanja, Chef Vanja, did Indo pop, something like that, or
Indo
Indo
rock,
sound.
yeah, I met her. We
Europe.
exchanged books. I got her
Yes,
book too, yeah.
yeah,
But she's
and
more
also
about contemporary Indonesian
yes,
food.
yes. I guide her when she came to
I
Indonesia.
followed you, yeah.
Yeah,
I wish I had that opportunity, but I have to do it from a
anytime.
distance. It's
Yes.
beautiful. It's
Well,
beautiful.
your origin is Dutch.
No, my grandmother and grandfather were from Jogja, and my
Ah,
mother is from Batavia or Jakarta, and my grandmother from the mother side from Cirebon. So, and my great grandfather was a photographer. He made pictures for the stereo camera.
ah.
So, I have a long history, many generations. The English were in Southeast Asia too. That's
So
why
what is the your bullet side?
I Dutch, German, and French, and English. I'm a campuran.
Oh, I see. I'm going to Amsterdam on the 4th,
Hotel Jakarta, right?
Hotel Jakarta, and then to launching of First Class Indonesia TV program.
Wow,
And
that's
I
great.
and after I cook on the 8th is the launching of the TV program. On the 9 and 10, I'm cooking at the Jakarta. It's almost fully booked.
Yeah, you have a team of people that help you.
Yeah, yeah. I'm mostly traveling with me now. It's my assistant. She's been with me for 17 years. Erna,
Oh yeah,
she conduct the kitchen. We've been working with a lot of good kitchen everywhere.
wonderful.
You know, and on the 12th, I will be in Lille to work with a very senior master chef of France to infuse some of. I'm doing. This is very interesting that I tell you. His first dish in the menu. I said I want the menu.
Yeah.
So they send me the menu. The first dish appetizer is carpaccio.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so okay, I want to do something like this. You do the carpaccio. In the center of carpaccio, I do gohu or
And what's it?
maluku.
What is that?
Gohu is a kind of ceviche.
Okay.
Yeah, with more complex
Oh
than
yeah,
than normal ceviche. So I put the center of the gohu in around it by carpaccio,
that
and
sounds
some of
good.
the sauces I infused with. I said don't change the menu. I was just to adding some additional flavors, new flavors for the French people.
What about rendang sauce over steak?
Oh, I'm doing that all the time when I'm traveling. When the menu is steak, I mix the rendang with the local with the restaurant brown stock or marmite or whatever,
Hmm.
and make the sauce. It's a touch. So also I do roast beef. The Christmas. I do
Ayam kodok.
turkey. No, turkey.
Turkey.
The
Okay.
sauce, the dripping, everything. I add rendang paste.
Yummy.
So it's different. I don't like the traditional cranberry. I make the onion confit marmalade.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Onion marmalade, but
Okay, is
very
it
expensive.
caramelized onion or not?
No, no. First you cut. you take out 2 layers of the onion,
Mm-hmm.
the 2 layers, the first layer, and you slice very thinly. 1 kilo of onion, you 1 bottle of grenadine syrup.
Oh, that sounds
You
interesting.
simmer about 2 hours, and then you add full body red wine.
Mm.
Simmer another 1 or 2 hours, and you add some white raisin, and you balance the final with vinegar, whatever vinegar you want. If you found it too sweet, and you cut down. That jam is fantastic. It's very good for foie gras, very good
Okay.
for plain meat. You
No,
can
you
try.
got me. You have to go. Do you have a recipe to share?
No need. That just I don't have just 1 kilo. You
You're
don't
a
need
walking
recipe.
cookbook. You're a walking
one
cookbook.
one kilo 1 kilo of onion, white
Yeah.
onion.
Yeah.
Take out the first 2 layers.
All right.
You slice,
Mm-hmm.
and 1 kilo of that onion, 1 bottle of grenadine syrup is about 2 ounce or 2.5 ounce,
Okay.
right? And then you cook until it's soft for about 1.5 2 hours, and you add full body red wine 1 bottle.
Whoa.
Yeah, you cook until it's, and you in somewhere you add white raisin.
White raisin.
Yeah, final is to just balance the pork according to one more sweeter, more sour with. You can do the balsamic, you can do the white
Okay.
vinegar.
What's the name of this dish again?
Onion, onion confit marmalade.
Onion confit marmalade. Well, that sounds sexy.
Confit is a process. It's
Yes.
a process of confit. Yeah,
Okay. I'm
with
gonna give it a try.
grenadine. Yeah. Oh, you can keep it forever.
Okay. So, Chef William, we are nearing the end of this podcast episode. And before we wrap up, let's play a little game. I'll give you some quick fire choices, and you
Yes.
answer the first thing that comes to mind. Here we go. Sambal or ketchup manis?
Sambal,
Sate Padang or Sate Madura?
Madura,
Cook at home or eat out?
home,
Rendang with rice or with bread?
both,
Good. Kitchen tool. You always reach for a knife or a gadget? What?
knife,
One
pan, wok,
Indonesian. Okay. One Indonesian ingredient you cannot live without.
chili,
Yeah. When you're not working, what's your go to comfort food? Something nostalgic, maybe from your childhood?
soto,
Soto. One more question. If you could invite three people, alive or in the other world, to your dinner table, who would they be and what would you serve?
Indonesian. My favorite comfort food.
Yeah, but who would the three people be that you invite to your table?
Whoever, whoever said they have interest in food, their adventures. Of course, I'm not serving them dog, but more adventure on the palate. They will discover new tastes. Now I take a lot of my friends to eat in the Manado food restaurant. Is very good, except they are not spicy.
Okay, okay. Finally, what legacy do you hope to leave for the next generation of Indonesian chefs?
To sustain this culture, to sustain this culinary culture for wherever long they can go.
And if there would be one message you could deliver to the world about Indonesian food in 3 words or less, what would it be?
It's a mystery.
That's so true. Mystery. Well, thank you,
My
William.
pleasure, Jeff.
That
I
was
hope to see you. I don't know. Next year, I might go. I have the UN ambassador, Indonesian UN ambassador, is very old friend. So I might go and visit him. And of course, if I go to US, I must visit. Linda would not let me
no, you get in
pass
trouble.
away. Yeah. Oh, she's joining me. She's
To
joining
Holland.
me to,
Yeah,
to Holland. Yes.
she mentioned that. That's good. Yeah, so I made some pictures of the rendang and all that, so I'm going to post it online
Thank
because we
you.
want to interest some of my Indo-Blanda people and the Dutch. They love
Yeah.
Indonesian food. Who knows? We need to promote it more.
I like to introduce in oh, I tell you one, when this is a collaboration when I did in Philippines, right?
Okay,
And the chef once showed me a dish, a soup, like they call it kansi.
okay.
Kansi is a local, like a beef soup. So I said, no, I want, with our collaboration, I want to add a new spices into your kansi. So I make the name Soto Kansi.
Wow, very inventive.
So I add the soto, the bumbu
Yeah,
from the soto daging, from
yeah.
the beef soto, add to into kansi. They love it.
Wow.
They love it.
Are you traveling with your spices and when you go abroad?
Yeah, of course. Anytime I bring all, I have a lot of weight to
Yes.
carry.
And you don't get any problems with customs?
No, not even in US. As long as you don't bring fresh vegetables
Mm-hmm.
or ingredients or protein.
Okay.
The rest is no problem.
Good to know. Good to know. And then, yeah, I'll insert the introduction offline with what your track record and with all the famous people you get recognized for. My question: have you been able to look at my book, my little book?
Just arrived last mid. I got it last midnight.
Yeah. Okay. So, may I invite you to go through the book and give me an impression? Not now, but if you're able to
Yeah,
text me, that would be nice. It's
yeah.
just my contribution to preserving the community and heritage of the
Thank you.
Indo-Blandas.
Yes, yes.
And you
As
know
a
what?
lot, but in Holland, the Indonesian food they claim is the already Dutch Indonesian.
Ah, yeah, all right. I see Dutch Indonesian being part of the big Indonesian narrative. We're an ethnic group.
Yeah, yeah, I know, I know.
We don't
No, I
want to
mean in
become a
Holland.
footnote
In
in
Holland.
Holland. Yeah. You
Yeah, a
know,
lot of company making sambal ulek and all this.
oh yeah,
We
ketchup
can't take it.
manis, ketchup and
Yeah, we can't take it.
why not?
It for me, it's awful. It's not our
Yeah,
way.
my mom has a critical palate. She tells anybody who cooks, she said, "Did you like it?" She's honest. She says, "Sorry, no. Kurang this, kurang that,"
Yeah,
and
yeah.
but the Indonesian people have a spoiled palate. They're very well trained.
If they grew up here,
Yeah,
if you they grew up in Holland, it's different story.
I agree. We have a saying in Dutch that says, "Wat een boer niet kent, vreet hij niet." What a farmer doesn't know, he will not eat. And my father and mother always taught me to try everything once, also if it's foreign food,
Yes,
to
yes.
develop your palate. Yeah.
You know what I tell you?
What?
I've been cooking a lot, all kind of meat. I was I was 2 times giving a workshop with a dad with the Holland's Jager Club,
Oh, yeah.
cooking of what they hunt
Oh,
with
wow.
Indonesian spices, including rendang, moose, rendang,
No
wild
way.
pigeon, and I cook all kind of game meat in Namibia.
Yeah.
My best game meat until today is flying fox
Flying fox?
from North Sulawesi,
Oh, boy.
from Kalong or Paniki.
Did you ever go hunting?
Yeah, I love hunting.
Yeah, my
Not
grandfather too,
before a long time.
for a long time. What do you shoot?
The last one I shoot when I was my two daughters studying in Australia. I was shooting kangaroo, emu,
Oh, no.
foxes in in the farm in my
Okay.
friend farm in south of West Australia.
Are you allowed to shoot them? Is there a quota?
That's their pets. Oh, and the rabbit and the
Oh,
bunny shoot with shotgun and some. Except the black-tailed wallaby, you're not allowed to shoot.
oh, no.
Foxes, there are a lot, but very difficult to shoot fox.
Have you ever had reptiles like snake,
I don't like snake.
crocodile?
You see, if I have to cook rendang,
Yeah.
only red meat. I don't
Okay.
like white meat. If I cook, if I have no choice to cook chicken, I will cook using retired chicken.
Okay.
You know retired chicken?
I was about to ask, what is it?
They cannot lay egg anymore.
Oh, how do you
So,
know?
no, they sell it.
Oh, but how do
You
they
know,
know they
once they
can?
stop about 2 years,
Yeah.
right? The same in Chinese, the old chicken broth
Mm,
is the chicken already. If you look at the chicken, they already bald hair. You know, the feather is.
retired
Yeah,
chicken.
yeah. I missed one thing that I did not cook
Yeah.
in Namibia was elephant and hippo.
What? Elephant meat?
Yeah, yeah. I was offered by the Chinese restaurant, but it was the last day. I'm leaving the next day. Then he offered me, you want, it's illegal. It's not illegal because they allow certain, they control. I said, why you told me now? I'm leaving
Yeah.
tomorrow.
One thing I learned is that
Uh,
the Chinese people eat everything. They don't leave anything to waste.
yeah, but no, it depends. It was a passion. But,
Oh.
they the two, either they passion
Hmm.
or they believe.
Okay.
They believe it's in something good for something,
All
right?
right.
But now for the refined, if you go to a fine Chinese restaurant,